Thank you. Mr. Youngkin.
I am on a ballot. Chairman, why am I not allowed on the stage? As governor, I will be on the
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome back to another today's video. And this new today's video is going to be a brand new political discussion-based video. And in this new discussion-based video, we're going to be talking about Princess Blanding's appearance in the Virginia gubernatorial debate. Well, it's not really an appearance, simply because she actually physically went to the debate to protest because she was so furious that she was not allowed to be on the debate stage, neither though she had access to the ballot. She worked her campaign, worked her butt off to get ballot access this November. And yes, she will be. She is on the ballot for Virginia's governor race. She's the nominee of the Liberation Party, and I talked about her on this video on this channel before in one of my videos. We're talking about Princess Blanding running for governor of Virginia. She's the only third-party candidate running for governor of Virginia. All the other third-party candidates, like Brad Foreman, did not get ballot access. But not to get off topic here, she is on the ballot, and the main reason why, since I talked about it, the main reason why she protested protested this debate, basically, actually, as you saw in the video, the clip in the beginning of this video, of how she was interrupting them, in which the moderators called for a break, a commercial break, simply because she was protesting and she was disturbing the debate. And honestly, in my opinion, while I understand, in my opinion, that was never, not really, Princess Blanding could have handled a little bit better. She couldn't really do anything about it, in my opinion, simply because, well, how in the heck can she get her voice out there now if she's denied debate access because of her party affiliation, because she's she's running for governor of Virginia as a nominee of the Liberation Party. This is, in my opinion, I 100% agree with Princess Blanding on this one, simply because she has every right to be on the Virginia gubernatorial debate stage with Terry McAuliffe and Glenn Youngkin, simply because her campaign and her worked their butt off to actually get ballot access. And this is why, and this is something I think realistically why we need to rethink of how debate access should work. In my opinion, we need to get rid of the 15% polling requirement that third-party and independent candidates need to be on the debate stage, because in my opinion, it's very hard for them to be polling at 15%, and it's a way for the two major parties to actually protect themselves from newer competition, to protect themselves from newer ideas and newer players to enter in the political arena to actually share their vision and offer the American people and offer Virginians another choice, another vision of what they can choose for the future of their states, for the future of our federal government, and the future of our local government. And that's one of the reasons why I completely agree with Princess Blanding on this one. And I think realistically, we need to really rethink of how debate access should be, and to actually prevent this from ever to prevent. So we don't have third-party independent candidates in the future protesting gubernatorial debates. And honestly, in my opinion, this is such an absolute insult to every single voter. It's an insult to our democracy when we deny debate access to other candidates, other people that have different policies and have a totally different vision. Because how the heck are they supposed to get their message and vision out there if they're denied debate access? How the heck are the voters supposed to know who these candidates are if they're denied debate access? It's just wrong, in my opinion. It's wrong, and it's a way to actually, for the Republicans and Democrats, to protect themselves from newer competition, from newer players to enter in the marketplace of ideas. And this is honestly, in my opinion, why I wanted to make this video. I have to get this message out there, simply because, honestly, in my opinion, we need real debate access, like debate reform of how we conduct debates, what it will take for all candidates, regardless of party affiliation, or regardless if you're an independent candidate or Republican or Democrat. what it will take for them to have access to their debates. And like what I said before, get rid of the 15% polling requirement and just allow and have a simple rule in which in order for a third-party independent candidate to be on the debate stage, if it's for president, governor, lieutenant governor, if they were able to get on the ballot in all counties, in all congressional districts, in all states, they should be on the presidential debate stage simply because voters have a right to know who's running for office. Because honestly, in my opinion, and this is something going back to the 2020 presidential election, Libertarian presidential candidate Jo Jorgensen was on the ballot in all 50 states plus the District of Columbia, and she was still denied debate access. That's not right, in my opinion. That's not how in the her party worked very hard to get on debate everywhere, all across the country, and even in Washington, D.C. And honestly, in my opinion, voters deserve more choices than just Biden and Trump. They deserve more choices than just Terry McAuliffe and Glenn Youngkin. They deserve to have Princess Blandon be heard in the Virginia gubernatorial debate. And it's why I don't think she could have handled it better. I still absolutely 100% agree with her because honestly, in my opinion, and like in all my videos and even on the main messaging of this channel, I honestly, in my opinion, think America really needs to think outside of the two-party system, think outside of the duopoly, and actually vote your conscience for a change. Don't just vote like what I've been seeing all along in this Virginia gubernatorial election. Terry McAuliffe's been making this election all about Donald Trump, tying Glenn Youngkin to Donald Trump. And that's not a good campaign strategy. And people will vote for that? Really? Don't vote because you want to beat the other guy. Vote your conscience. Vote who you feel like is best to run, to be governor of Virginia. And honestly, in my opinion, Princess Blandon could be that great choice if you do decide to vote for her and elect her as your next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And honestly, in my opinion, Princess Blandon, in my opinion, what I've been seeing is that Princess Blandon, in my opinion, is the only one out there who has the opportunity, who has the instinct and being a fighter for the people. And even though I understand it might make her feel a little unprofessional when we protest a gubernatorial debate, but she was trying to fight hard. She was trying to fight for what she believes in, to fight for what is right. And she was trying to get her voice out there simply because there's no other way to get her voice out there if she's denied debate access. And in my opinion, that's wrong for anyone, for a private organization or for a private news media organization to deny debate access to a third-party candidate that's also on the ballot in all counties and congressional districts in the Commonwealth. And this is why, in my opinion, why we need complete debate access, why we need to reform our debates, and we need to allow newcomers and new people and have more choices to be on the debate stage. And while I understand, and some people make the argument, and while I understand people who make the argument that a 15% polling requirement is good simply because they say it's going to prevent third-party candidates from becoming spoilers. Well, in my opinion, you guys, while I understand that, they're only spoilers because the Democrats and the Republicans, they're only spoilers because the Democrats and Republicans fail to reach out to those voters, and the voters don't want to support the Republican Democrat. The reason why they support the third-party candidate because they felt like the Democrats and the Republicans weren't doing a good job of appealing to those voters. And if Terry McAuliffe loses this gubernatorial election to Glenn Youngkin, and he accuses Princess Blandon of spoiling the race for Glenn Youngkin, it's not Princess Blandon's fault. It's not even a third party's fault. It will be the two major parties' fault. It will be Terry McAuliffe's fault why he lost this election because failure of reaching out to his progressive voters in Virginia and failing to reach out and be a little more civil to Princess Blandon and reach out to her supporters is the reason why he lost this election. It's, in my opinion, this is the one thing why the founding fathers created our country and why they created the Electoral College. They wanted people to form coalitions with voters they might agree on some issues, but not so much on others, to actually emphasize coalition building, emphasize collaboration. And that's something that's really missing in our politics today. So honestly, and that's what's missing in our politics today. And it's a sense of forming coalitions and collaborating with others to find policies that we can all agree on, that we all have, that we can all find common ground on, that we can all find a common purpose on. And that's something, and honestly, in my opinion, even if you're very hesitant, and I understand, I know I talked to some people on another person's YouTube channel, and some people are fearing that if they vote for Princess Blanding or vote for a party in the Virginia governor race, that Glenn Youngkin is going to get in because she's going to split the vote with Terry McAuliffe. Well, no, she's not going to split the vote. And if you do vote third party, you're simply having the courage to no longer be afraid of voting your conscience. It's a good thing to vote your conscience, to truly vote your heart, who you feel like is best to run the country, so to be the governor of Virginia. And in my opinion, Terry McAuliffe, I feel like he's just all in it for himself. Glenn Youngkin, he's kind of the same way also, simply because he refused to debate Terry McAuliffe in the first debate, and that honestly, in my opinion, that's wrong. That should never be that's wrong, because that's a disgrace to the voters. And Princess Blanding was openly willing to actually debate all the time, to actually express, to take her message, to take her voice to the people, to know that she has that, to tell to the everyday Virginians that she will be a fighter for you. And she showed that when she protested the gubernatorial debate. She will be a fighter for the people. She will bring a new set of vision, a new ambition to the Commonwealth. And honestly, in my opinion, I recommend you guys to actually check her out. I know I linked her campaign website in the comment section below. I recommend you guys check her out. Check her out on Twitter and on her campaign website. Simply because she also has great ideas of where she wants to take your beloved Commonwealth, to truly transform it into a common good state. And honestly, in my opinion, vote honestly when it's time to vote for your next governor, to vote who will be your next governor of Virginia. Vote for Princess Blanding. Vote your conscience. If you don't want to vote for Terry McAuliffe, don't vote strategically. Don't never vote strategically. Vote your conscience. Vote who you feel like is best to run, to be the next governor of Virginia. And if Glenn Youngkin does win, that's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's the people that voted for Princess Blanding. That's not your guys' fault. That's Terry McAuliffe's fault. That will be the Virginia Democratic Party's fault for not appealing to their vote, to those voters, for not appealing to you guys, and actually working a lot harder. Because honestly, in my opinion, votes have to be earned, and if the Virginia Democrats are not doing enough to actually appeal to their progressive base, then they don't deserve to be governor of Virginia. Because honestly, in my opinion, if you're going to be any executive leader, if you want to be a president, if you want to be the president of the United States, you have to form coalitions with voters that you might agree on some issues, but not so much on others. So this way, everyone governs a bit. Everyone has a chance to be heard on the issues that are most salient and most precedent to them. And it's why honestly, in my opinion, I agree with Princess Blanding on this one. She should have been on the debate stage, and she had no other choice. And as I quote Princess Blanding here, as she said, we're not going to play by their rules, because their rules are very oppressive, and they're meant to keep third-party candidates in their place and silence out of sight. And this is something I agree with, in my opinion. And what I've learned overall is simply because the two-party system, we might see appear when they're campaigning, they might appear partisan, and they might appear against polar opposite with one another, but they work very well together behind closed doors to actually to actually set rules and practices that protect the political industry from themselves, protect themselves jointly for newer competition. And honestly, in my opinion, if third-party candidates, if Princess Blanding can't play by the rules as the Democrats and Republicans, then if she can't play by the rules, then she has to break those rules and actually break tradition and actually trying to find ways to get herself out there, to get a voice, to get her voice and understanding, and actually tell to the people that what she stands on and where she's going to take the beloved Commonwealth of Virginia. So in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys completely agree with me? Do you think it was kind of right for Princess Blanding to actually protest the gubernatorial debate because she was denied debate access? Neither know she earned ballot access. She worked very hard. Her campaign and her team worked very hard to be on the ballot in all congressional districts and in all counties in Virginia. So share your opinions. And do you guys completely agree with me? Do you think we should also end the 15% polling requirement? And would you be interested in voting for Princess Blanding once more? And but yet again, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is the Young Centrist, and I am out.